here live on the Mystery Book Show! Woo! With a special guest, Nancy Drew! So, Nancy, tell us a little about yourself. I'm a teenage detective, and I love solving mysteries. I have blondish red hair, and I have many books about me and the mysteries. Wonderful! Now, I would like to know more about your book, Mystery Moss-Covered Mansion. Well, this book is about a crime that Max Ivanson did. He sent explosive oranges to a space center. He was part of a gang that frames a man that looks like him, Mr. Billington. In the book, I am trying to find who took the explosive oranges and come across the mansion and explore it. That's exciting! Now, to the chapter of interest, eerie inspection. So tell us, Nancy, what happens in this chapter? I wanted to see in the moss-covered mansion, so my dad arranged for me to go with Mr. Wilcox, the animal inspector, control of public health service, to the moss-covered mansion. What and how were you feeling at this point, Nancy? I was very excited. On the drive out, I noticed Mr. Wilcox had some gloves by him in the car. I wondered, what were they for? He saw me wondering and explained that he wears those gloves every time he goes into an animal's cage. When he got to the moss-covered mansion, Mr. Wilcox rang the doorbell. After a long while of waiting, we decided it didn't work, so we pounded on the door. The door opened, and a man peeked out from behind the door. "No visitors allowed!" he barked angrily. "I'm Mr. Wilcox," said Wilcox sharply. "I'm from the ACPHS, and I have orders from them to inspect your house again, Mr. Fortin. You must open up." Did you think anything of this man, Mr. Fortin, at first? Mr. Fortin escorted us to the kitchen and opened a rear door that gave a view of many cages backed up against the house just on the open door. I got out my notebook ready to take notes. "This cage looks very clean and the animals well kept," remarked Wilcox. I quickly jotted this down. I followed him outside and looked around the cages, which seemed to be very well constructed. "Very nice," said Mr. Wilcox. All this time, my eyes had been roaming around the backyard jungle. I could not find anything suspicious. Fortin led the way back to the house and to the front door. At once, Wilcox spoke up. "I must inspect the whole mansion. Those are my orders." Fortin frowned and exclaimed, "How is this appropriate? A license issued me to keep the animals is definitely not allowing the public health service to pry into my private life." Wilcox replied, "Orders are orders. There could be vermin in this house from the wild animals of yours." And before Fortin could protest anymore, Wilcox started up the stairs. I followed him, and then Fortin did too. "Do you think Fortin is hiding something from Wilcox?" Fortin started down the stairwell, but I held Wilcox back. I whispered to him, "See that door over there? It probably leads to the 3rd floor." Wilcox agreed and told Fortin, "I want to see upstairs." As Wilcox opened the door, Fortin became really angry. Nevertheless, we went upstairs. The tower had windows that looked out over the ocean and a powerful telescope. I peeked through the telescope and could easily see the space center and the rocket that would take the astronauts to the moon. I jotted down some notes about the telescope. As we were coming down from the 3rd and 2nd floor, I noticed a man in the lower hall. He was the big animal trainer fellow with the whip. Nancy, what did you do when you saw the man? Well, by instinct, I was kind of scared. I instantly held my notebook over my face so he wouldn't recognize me. When we reached the bottom of the steps, Horton ignored me. He introduced his associate to Wilcox as Joss Longman, saying he was the best animal trainer of all. Wilcox nodded and then scanned the first level with me. We found nothing to raise any suspicion. Back in the hall, the 2 men were waiting quietly for us to return. That's all for now, Horton said sharply as he walked toward the front door, but Wilcox didn't budge. He said, "We have not seen your basement yet." Hearing this, Longman turned hurriedly away and sprinted to the kitchen. I saw him open a door and disappear. Again, Horton resisted further inspection, but Wilcox insisted. So we walked toward the kitchen. When we came to the door where I saw Longman disappear, I began to open the door. Horton shouted at me, "Don't enter that room! That's just a clothes closet!" Well, I highly doubted this, but I continued following Horton to the kitchen anyway. He started talking about the old coal stove and how to cook on it, and then he started talking about the old plumbing. I suspected he was stalling for time and wondered what it was that he didn't want us to see. Finally, Horton opened the door to the basement and let us down. Longman was not in sight, but I was sure that he had a secret entrance to the basement. Definitely an eerie inspection. Well, Wilcox strolled around the basement, which held nothing but old furniture and piles of rubbish thrown against the walls. This seemed odd to me, but Wilcox didn't act as if he suspected a thing. "Well, are you satisfied now?" asked Horton. Wilcox, being a public health service provider, said, "I don't approve of your housekeeping. Please see that your basement is cleaned out." "Sure," growled Horton. As they started up the stairs, I pretended to write down all that Wilcox had just said, purposely leaning against a pile of old furniture. All of a sudden, the load shifted. I gripped a child desk for support, but the whole load of furniture came tumbling down on me. So exciting! I wish you could tell us more, Nancy, but we're just about out of time for today. Thank you for coming here today, and I hope you can come again soon. And thank you all for watching the Mystery Book Show!